right. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing today? Happy Thursday. Right. I got exactly one more week before I have to report back to work. Back to my W-2 job, you know what I'm saying? IOBA, my name is TC. You know, I haven't spoken on the death of Hulk Hogan, you know, the wrestler and Donald Trump supporter. He always give a speech at the Trump rallies and tear his shirt off and all that shit. What you gonna do? That motherfucker. When he was back in the 80s and 90s, his racism was out of control. Y'all know that, right? And as far as I'm concerned, once a racist, always a racist. Once a bigot, always a bigot. You feel me? Once an asshole, always an asshole. I've been like that my whole life. I've had that philosophy my whole life, my whole adult life. That's one of the principal stands I took when I was in my 20s that I've been able to hold on to. A lot of the other shit changed, but that has remained the truism. People don't change unless to me, it's got to be like a near-death experience for a motherfucker to actually change. So Hulk Hogan was a racist back then, and he remained a racist all the way up until he fried. And that's how I feel about it. I don't even know why people wasting so much mental energy on debating whether or not he was a racist. He was. There's a whole bunch of people like him. They got this brand built up. They making money off their image and their likeness and their look and, you know, their sport. You know what I'm saying? And deep down inside, they anti-black racists. You look down through Hollywood and look at some of the old actors and see what some of their opinions were. It ain't nothing new. It ain't nothing new at all. Just the other day, I was looking at some of that shit. Some of your favorite fucking old school actors hated black people for no reason. Ain't nobody black ever did nothing to them. For no reason. They hated black people. And they was loved by the entire country. And they was thought of as being wholesome, all-American people that everybody should love all over the country. And we, as black people, used to see their movies and cheer them on and all that because of what we saw on television. But when the cameras wasn't on, there was the most vile people, you know, in the world, really, because they had money and power, and they had fame. But Hulk Hogan is one of them. Hulk Hogan gassed up on steroids back in the days when he used to juice. I think he stopped that after he got older. He might have still been, you know, using his PE goddamn D's, but shit. Hulk Hogan, so? You know what I mean? I don't feel nothing for him. There was because back when I used to compete in my bodybuilder days, there was a big jack bodybuilder. I think his name was Rich Piana. I think that's Rich Piana said this. Anyway, he had a large following, right? And this wasn't that long ago. This was like, I want to say somewhere in the 2000 teens or something. It might have been in the 2010s. It was less than 20 years ago. He got called out because his girlfriend seen this brother she used to work out with, and she hugged him and gave him a kiss on the cheek. He called her up and called her all kind of N-word lovers. Because, that's the worst thing you could be called. That's the worst thing you could call a white person. An N-word lover. That's the worst thing you could call one of them. Next, they hate being called racist. Because when they say, getting ready to say something fucked up, they always start off with, I'm not racist. But yes, you are. Rich Piana called up his girlfriend and called her all kinds of names. Ended with N-word lover. Big old tattooed up bodybuilder. Used to be at all the expos, shaking hands, doing collaboration videos with black bodybuilders and all that. But at the end of the day, just like everybody else out there, that ain't us. Just like everybody else out there, that ain't us. So, you don't know half the time when you got some Caucasian up at your job that you've been chilling with, you don't know what their real thoughts are, what their real ideas are. Until you catch them off guard, or until they get mad, or until another black person do something to them that they don't like, or do something that they don't like, or say something that they don't like. Last example, then I'm going to go. There was a dude at my job, a Caucasian, at my job, that wanted to be every black person's friend. Until he wasn't. You know what I mean? He loved black women. That's another tell right there. Because a lot of Caucasian men think that all black women is good for is one thing. All black women good for is, laying up with. It's almost like a rite of passage to them to get with a black woman. I mean, and I'm not even going to say that it's the same way with black men, because it's not. But because don't get it twisted. Black men do like, Caucasian women. But Caucasian women are dangerous for black men. Black women are not dangerous for Caucasian men. You feel me? Anyway, dude at work used to love black women. Love them to death. And then he tried to pal up and buddy up with every brother that he could see. It's usually corny ass dudes though. But then when he get with his white friends and think we can't hear him, he talking that same anti-black shit as everybody else. N-word this, N-word that. Everybody on welfare, don't nobody this. And all of the same old bullshit black tropes that you hear every other racist say. He was ass deep in it. He just like him. I would call him out. I would call him out because first, I knew how full of shit he was. Second, he wouldn't say that shit to nobody's face because he was a coward. Third, he was the sorriest motherfucker in the whole goddamn crew. Didn't do shit, but sat around and run his mouth all night. And got everybody thinking he in charge. Because he was one of maybe 3 Caucasians in a group of 15 workers. But anyway, guys like him, guys like that rich Piana guy, guys like Hulk Hogan, who I'm supposed to be talking about, the hell with them. I feel nothing. Have a good rest of y'all Thursday. Thanks for coming by and listening to me talk my shit. I will catch y'all on the next one. TC, and I'm out. Peace.